Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Camacho, movie expert extraordinaire, and today we're going to be talking about editors. Not newspaper editors, video editors such as Ben Burt, Walter Murch, and so on. And today, to kick off this great and grand series, we're going to be talking about Kevin Stitt. I love this editor, best known for his work on Cloverfield and the first X-Men movie to be released in the year 2000. We'll be comparing the two films on how they relate in color, speed, and sound. The first subject we'll talk about is the color. Now in X-Men, the color scheme is pretty typical of a comic book movie. It's realistic. There's no real color scheme except for when Wolverine fights Mystique. Now Mystique is a pretty lustful and sexy character considering she wears no clothes. So the production company that shot this movie decided, let's shoot it with red lights because red signifies sex and lust, and that goes along with Mystique's character perfectly. Now, Cloverfield. Cloverfield is also pretty normal because it's told from a point of view through a character in the movie. Now, the color varies when they go place to place, so you know that they're in a different place. However, the movie is pretty dark because I believe it signifies a little mystery because you really don't see the monster until the end. The next subject is speed. Cloverfield is a little different because it's told in a POV standpoint. So the whole movie had to be shot as if it was one take. And if you don't believe it, from me, ask Kevin Stitt himself.
You know, the art of editing is cutting around and coverage and getting to where you want to be within the coverage. And I realized, I said, well, these are like one shots. These are oneers. And I started thinking, it's like, how are we going to invisibly get to other shots? Because the camera stops were only going to happen if it made sense dramatically.
The way he used his cuts, they're perfect examples of Walter Murch's 6 editing laws. The cuts he used helped the story flow and it drew the audience in with emotion, and the rhythm was perfect so the audience never got lost. A perfect editor doesn't lose his audience. The last subject we're going to talk about today is sound. And sound in both movies are huge. In Cloverfield, the sound of the roar, it's a perfect example of Walter Murch's 4th editing law, which is eye trace. Every time the audience hears the roar, the next cut or the next camera movement helps keep the audience's focus on where the monster is in the movie, so the audience never loses interest and always keeps them suspenseful. In X-Men, the sound of Wolverine's claws are also a perfect example of Walter Murch's 5th and 6th editing laws. In this scene, when the claws come out, the audience doesn't get disoriented because number one, the cut follows the 180 rule, which is Walter Murch's 5th law, and it also provides a great 3D perspective because the sound establishes a great spatial relationship, which means the audience just by the sound can tell how large Wolverine's claws are. Well, there you have it. 2 different movies, both greatly edited by Kevin Stitt. Well guys, that's all the time we have left today, and I hope to see you next time when Miss Rinker gives us our next project.